What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 129. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911, and you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You join the chat. If you're a subscriber over there, we'd love to have you in on the conversation. But if you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. It drops over on YouTube and podcast services the very next week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, hashtag #AdMerchStore. Get all of your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us, and we would love you for it. Today, we got another solo episode, so we're going with two topics, but should be a good one. I've had a good couple of days of playing some video games, kind of chilling, kind of relaxing. So I wanted to talk with you guys about Ghost of Tsushima. Now, I know I've talked about this game a little bit on a previous stream when I was talking about getting back into streaming and playing that. I think that was maybe a month or two ago. Nope, still haven't finished the game. But yeah, streaming it went really well. I was enjoying my time with it, had fun with the game, but then took a break, tried to come back to it, and just could not remember really what was going on. So I started fresh. And since starting fresh, it's been a blast. It's really, really fun. Now, I know this game came out a while ago. This is one of the ones on my backlog. I kept hearing great things about, like, man, this is game of the generation, like this was game of the year quality stuff. And now that I'm getting farther into the story, I've finally gotten past Act 2, and I'm going into the final act of Act 3. Seeing these story elements that are happening, I can definitely understand why people enjoyed this game so much. Now, just want to talk about this game today. I don't plan on going into any spoiler territory, so if you guys haven't played this yet, don't worry. I'm just going to kind of give vague things that I enjoy about the game. And stuff like that. And like I said, I'm heading into Act 3. I think I'm maybe a mission in. So I haven't finished it for myself. But I am looking forward to continuing it and seeing how this game wraps up. So if you don't know what Ghost of Tsushima is, it's essentially a open world samurai story driven game. And the way the story is told, I'll tell you the opening. The way the story is told really kind of puts you in the thick of it and fast. The story is the Mongolians are invading Japan, Tsushima, this island. And the samurai are trying to defend their homeland. There's a big war on the beach as the Mongols are invading. And unfortunately, that final stand, that big attack, that defensive battle does not go the way of the samurai. The samurai obviously have their code, the honor code, and this is how we are, and the Mongols just don't care. They just do whatever they need to do to obviously take over and get the land and the resources they need. And you can see that right off the bat in this battle. The battle will open up, negotiations, or at least a final warning, is trying to be had, and that messenger is seemingly murdered on the spot with no care at all. And the war ensues, and the samurai stand no chance. The Mongols had studied their craft, their strategies, things like that, and they just get bulldozed. And your main character, Jin, him and his uncle, who's like kind of like this higher lord, like they're at the forefront, they're really, at the head of the battle, and you, as Jin, see your uncle seemingly bowed down, not forfeiting or surrendering, but in danger to this force, and you faint out of damages you've sustained yourself. Luckily enough, you will get saved by a civilian, and this is your journey of like redemption, saving your homeland, driving the Mongols out of the island. And it's really cool and intriguing to see Jin's journey from the start of this samurai and how he's dealing with changing into his own self. Like, we talked about the honor code, like him questioning that as he's going, like his determination to drive the Mongols out and to save people. And, you know, he is learning that he needs to kind of push those limits and maybe even sometimes go outside of those things in order to have the best results for his people. And seeing his drive and his relationship kind of be tested with fellow members of the island, whether it's his uncle, who you rescue at one point, or different warriors that unfortunately were not at this fight. Seeing how this relationship kind of ebbs and flows as he's going along in his journey and as you experience it is nice. And I think the thing that helps with this substantially is those side characters. Obviously, you do have your main plot point of, once again, your first thing being saving your uncle and then driving the Mongols out. You have this main plot line, but then seeing and exploring these side character stories more and more adds layers on top of it. It doesn't feel like toss away. Now, you don't necessarily have to do all these missions, but they're rewarding, once again, that it doesn't feel thrown away, like a toss away, like it's useless. It's just like, oh, I did that thing for experience or whatever. These relationships, as you explore them, make the story as a whole more interesting. And I think that's great, whether it's, Lady Misako or what's the guy's name? There's a archer like master, or there's a monk named Norio, and there's some other funny characters. Like there's the one guy who's like a sake salesman, but he's very like overconfident and cocky and just kind of like goofy. He's really fun to learn more about. And with you building these relationships, it's just really fun and interesting to do, to have. Now, I just realized that I haven't been recording, but oh well, so that's fine. We'll figure it out. So anyways, these stories really elevate the story as a whole. On the gameplay side of things, fantastic. The way they have you evolve as Jin, with obviously your tactics that you're learning, makes it more compelling, but also they're like level up tree. There's a lot of different techniques that you can do in your sword fighting against certain opponents. There's like 4 different stances. One's really effective against swordsmen, one's really effective against shields guys, one's really good to spearmen, whatever. And juggling between those strategically, if you'd like to, is cool. It's really cool to see the kind of creativity you can have in your combat and that flexibility. Do you have to do these certain things if they have the benefit over a certain type of enemy? No. If you just want to stick with this one type, you can stick with this one type. But having that flexibility and that freedom to change it up, really nice, really nice. You kind of learn what works for you, what doesn't, etc. as you're going through this journey. Now, in my playthrough, as this big open world game, I've been doing every little nook and cranny and side quest that there is to offer too, and it's been fun. It's been fun doing these things and getting the rewards of obviously my character's growth, but then just exploring the world, whether it's the fox dens and honoring the shrines that they bring you to, or it's the little challenge shrines, or it's almost like kind of like not a what's the word? It's kind of like a maze or a obstacle course, Jesus, that you have to kind of navigate through that puzzle to get to this prize at the top. I will say there are some that are like you get cosmetics that you can obviously customize your character in, whether it's armor sets or your sword and how the shader of it is or the color of it is. Sometimes I personally, maybe it's just me, there's a lot of them I'm just like, I don't care about this outfit or this armor set. some of them just don't look super, super great or aren't that interesting. Like, from the cover, there's this mask that Jin can wear in his samurai garb, and there are different masks that you mix and match between the sets. Not a lot of the masks are very interesting or cool looking, and that's kind of unfortunate. I wish there was more there that I kind of felt compelled to customize him with, but it's not the end of the world. It's just something I've noticed as playing through it. But yeah, this game is fantastic. If you haven't gotten a chance to play it, I definitely recommend it. It was on PlayStation 4. They kind of made like a director's cut game for PS5, which also, I don't know if includes Iki Island, but is like an additional story add-on along with it. I don't know if it's free on PlayStation Plus through like the PlayStation 5, like PlayStation 4 Classics. I don't think so. I think those are more towards the beginning of the PlayStation 4's life cycle. But yeah, it's been a great time, and the story beats are interesting. Makes you want to keep playing. The transition from an Act 2 to an Act 3 is really compelling and just makes you like, shit. That moment of like really showing your investment and making you care about certain things, it was really good. It was really good. And yeah, there's some beats there, just like they hit hard, and really good. Really just makes you want to keep going and see the payoff and the finale of this story. So, but really enjoying my time with Ghost of Tsushima. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Keep playing through. I don't know if I'll fully dive into the Iki Island DLC afterwards. I think it's only PlayStation 5 exclusive, so I'm playing the PlayStation 4 version. At least right now, I don't want to have to replay through the entire story to then experience that, if that makes sense. So maybe down the road we'll get to that, but we'll see. So yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, definitely go play it if it's on your backlog, or if you haven't even heard of it. Good times.